Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Chewing the Fat with Charlie Chinwag. My guest today is Piratess Pandora. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Pandora.
Well, thank you for having me, Charlie. It's a real pleasure to be here in your presence. I really appreciate that. Oh! Charlie! How could you?
No, I would never do such a thing.
Charlie.
I swear, ladies and gentlemen, I would never do that. I'm a
Oh,
professional.
keep your suspenders on, Charlie. I'm just razzing you, that's all.
Ugh. Is it a bit warm in here? Feeling a bit flush.
You had some questions for me, Charlie.
What's that? Yeah.
Questions?
Question.
Questions.
Yes, questions, the interview. Yes. Could you maybe tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
I suppose. You see, I hail from an island far, far away from here. And my role within that particular society was procurement.
Interesting. What sort of items did you procure?
Well, I mean, not really things that you'd find around these parts. More items of a mystical nature, perhaps with some magical properties.
Would those items happen to be similar to the flying fish and the fabled box of curses we've seen you toting about?
Well, yeah, I mean, things like that. You see, Coraline, that's my fish, Coraline and I really hit it off when she and I met, and she's been with me ever since. As far as the box goes, well, no one really knows what it does. It's more of an item that's a mystery, if you will. It might not do much at all. It could all be hearsay. I don't know, cursed box.
That's wonderful. In the society, you've actually created a lot of firsts. Speaking of, you've been the first female pugilist. You also suffered the first loss of the tournament, but on a high note, you also have caused the first elimination of the tournament by eliminating Horatio Hammerman.
All true.
Speaking of Horatio, how did you feel about eliminating him from the tournament?
Well, sort of mixed feelings, I guess. Horatio and I are chums, you know. He's a good bloke. Really have a lot of respect for him. I mean, after all, he is the face that built the place. And out of all of the other pugilists, I'd say that he's the most honourable. So I kind of felt bad. But on the other hand, well, it was nothing personal. It was business. I really, really needed to win. You see, after suffering that loss against Granville, it just wasn't looking so good for me. It certainly wasn't a proud moment. My crew and I, well, we're really in need of an airship at this point, and the only way I can see it, I need to win this tournament and get that prize money.
I don't think you have to worry anything about Horatio. He seemed to take it very well. I spoke to him after the fight. He's a great guy. He was in high spirits, went about his work. I don't think you have anything to worry about there.
Yeah, I mean, he really seemed to take it well. He's a great guy, just, you know, consider him a friend. Don't really want to do anything to jeopardize that.
Well, speaking of people who think they're great guys, what do you think about your upcoming fight with the leader of the chronological order, Topa Tosspot?
Well, some folks around these parts, well, they kind of think he's a joke. You know, what with all of the, you know, sort of fondness of the flask, if you will. But, you know, you see, with my background, I have to say, you never really know. He's a bit of mystery, that one. You never really know what might be going on there. I think it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting. And regardless of whether or not what they say about him is true, I know that I will come out on top.
I try to be an unbiased interviewer, but it has been known since the first episode that myself and Magnus Chatterbox think he's a bit of a joke. The fact that he claims he can time travel is just ludicrous. We both agree that he is nothing but a raging alcoholic, and I feel like you have nothing to worry about in your match against him.
Well, thank you, Charlie. It's so sweet of you. It's so sweet.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, getting warm in here again. Thank you Thank you, Miss Pandora. Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you
Okay.
for joining me today. And until next time, take care.